gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, I'm not sure if anybody else saw that. Was that just pausing and stopping and pausing for anyone else?
It wasn't on my end. It was just going.
Playing. Okay, on my end, it was going 9, and it never went to 6, 5, 4, 3, or 2. And I'm over here panicking, and I thought everybody was looking at a dead screen. So, welcome to my show, guys. Thanks a lot. This is the Forever Friends variety show, and it's about helping everyone out there the best that we can. Tiffany is joining me today, which we know has her own special gifts, and I wanted to bring it to the table because today is what the hell happened. But I wanted to use the F word because sometimes when I couldn't, or you guys know how I am. My thing is that we can get communication. If you watched, you know that they coexist. Your loved ones are with you all the time. They know what's going on and damn well know what's happening tomorrow. They let people know that. And I just happen to be lucky to be a radio and to tell you what they're saying. Tiffany uses a radio and her body has been tuning in, just like I tell everybody in this world. We have it. We're made of it. All of us are made of the same things. Just some are a little bit better than others. That doesn't mean you don't have it. That doesn't mean that you can't. Motherly intuition. Oh, knowing not to go on that airplane ride. There's certain things that happen that our bodies will tell you, or the skin.
A little weird you brought like the airplane, because there was 2 plane crashes here in North Las Vegas. I just, those little things that you say sometimes, I feel it's connected to. Yeah, I feel like it was connected to that.
So. I found that out. There's chaos going on right now in several different ways. I think it's in our own our own space. And then I think that it's also going further than that. But I think everybody has some chaos going on in their space, just being on this planet at this moment.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what zodiac sign you are. It affects you, whether it's your friend, your family, or yourself. It affects you. And those are things that I think that tunes us to the other side. The unknown, the veiled, you name it, they all have different names. But Tiffany is here, and I wanted to take a moment because today, and I gotta look because Rody's not left. Today is number 65. This is our show number 65. And someone asked me how long we've been on the show. It's been about 1.5 years now that we've been doing this, and we've reached all over the world, which is what we want to do. Today is a different reading. Today is about families that may have questions on the disappearance of someone that they love, or a question on what had happened on their care, or how they died, or why they died. The questions are endless, and I'm here to help with some of those unknowns. To do that, though, there's some requirements. I got to be connected to the family that this person is missing, or otherwise, how are you going to help me? I put puzzles together. We put them together to help what you know and what is unknown. And we've been able to solve and put some pieces together, whether or not we were able to take and get justice. I can't say that it happens all the time. I believe in karma,
Yeah.
but the person I'm talking to, the one that's hurting, that needed those answers, they always have come to me and said that it relieved them, or it confirmed what their suspicions were. So that's what this is about. I want to be able to help you that way. So we do have Christy here, and she's been in the background, and Tiffany is going to watch the comment section. I've been bombarded with a lot of cast spells. I could put a spell on you or whatever. They're really bombarding my my comment sections, not to mention my what do they call those, recommendations, and you can't remove them. So I hope that everyone will realize that that's not me, and anyone that would hijack some other person's work, I hope that you don't give them your money too. So I just want to take a moment to inform you, I don't know them, and to be careful, because that's shady, so let's get started. First of all, I want to put a lot of healing vibes. I'm asking all my forever friends out there. We have 2 of our tribe members that have COVID, Kandi and Lisa. So please send them lots of healing light so they can get over this. So far, they haven't went into the area of where hospitalization. I believe, Tiffany, that they're able to calm things down, but they still have some pretty wicked symptoms, and just help them out. Rody isn't feeling well. She gets to come on every once in a while. That's my girl. So please send some love and healing light there. Valerie's out there. She's probably getting it because she's got 18 grandchildren, and she's getting to have some fun. Tiffany knows that, because the moment she gets old, I think you're going to have 20 of them, or Aldo is all your.
I do have a feeling too about 20.
That is so awesome. I've always admired that. But I also find that to be, a con too, because then you got more that you have to worry about. I know it's like a way in out, but that's, to have such a large family. I always wished of that. So let's go ahead and take a couple of comments, and then we're going to bring our guest up, Christine.
So we have Lynn G. She said, tomorrow is my birthday, and I just want to know if my dad will spend my special day with me.
Lynn G. Tiffany read your statement to us before we even turned on the show. Oh, before I do this too, wait a minute. I got to do website disclaimers. It's blah, 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 blah. You got to be 18 years or older. I am not liable for anything that happens. And you are a grown up, so please take and make your own wise decisions. But as you know, we do communicate with heaven, and testimonials are the same. You must be 18 or older. And please know that all the testimonies, this is live, so we can't take it down. And if you don't want something to be said, you can set yourself a private session, a private reading. So we just want to make sure that we comply with that before I get started. There we go. Because it's always.
We have another.
I didn't get to answer her though.
I didn't hear. I'm so sorry, because I thought you answered her and then did the disclaimer. I'm sorry.
Nope, I went straight to the disclaimer before I answered it. And I want to let you know that, first of all, I when you were wondering if your dad would be here, and I forget her name, Lynn, the first thing that he told me was he was with you right now. And it's funny because I feel like you sang this song to your dad. I don't want you thinking that he's saying that he sang this. It just feels like you would say it to him, and that's how it started. But it's happy birthday to you. You live in a zoo. you smell like a monkey and and you look like one too, I think is how it goes. And what's interesting is it's like it also has hand gestures as you're singing this song. I don't know. I hope this makes some sense to you, but Lynn, you're not by yourself. And because he's bringing up something that would be most likely when you were younger, he's also letting you know that his memory and everything is intact, and there's no damn way that he would miss this day. There you go. Now I'm done with that answer.
I'm sorry. I had stuff going on in the background too, so I was all mixed up. And then Colleen Francois says, "Is my husband okay?"
I love that you said her name that way, because I was going to say Francosis. I can't speak. I can't say a word right. But here we go. Colleen. All right. I feel like your husband is good, but I'm seeing some resistance a little bit, sweetheart. I don't know if that means, well, actually, I think that I don't feel like your husband is quite on board with the, maybe the course of action that needs to be to keep him safe, or to keep him in a healthy state. So I feel like he's kind of like fighting what's best for him. But in the long run, he listens and it will happen. But I feel like it goes with a fight all the time. I hope that makes some sense for you, Coley. But eventually, yes, he'll be okay. But I do think it has something to do with health. So get him in the doctor.
Do you want to do another question?
Yes, and then we'll bring in Christine.
Okay, let's do this one. Amy Foster says, "Can you tell me how's my granny doing?"
She's freaking doing amazing, Amy. This woman has got all kinds of fire in her spirit. I feel like she's very feisty, and even if she was to go, it's so funny because she said even if she went to hell, she would have been ruling it. But that's how funny she is. She's just sweet.
I like this lady.
Yes, I love her so much. So I can inform you that she's doing fantastic for your question that you're asking. She is taking over, and everybody gets to know her. She's the light of the party. There you go, Amy. And let's bring in Christine.
Hi, how can you hear me?
I hear you wonderfully. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Could you take the Amy Foster off? There we go, Christine. Thank you so much for coming in today on our show and waiting for so long. I appreciate that.
That's
Have
okay.
we ever spoke?
We've never spoke, but I saw you visiting Huff Paranormal, and I signed up to be a friend of yours.
Yay!
And that's how I became to be a friend of the show.
Thank you so much. Well, now we're hoping that you're going to walk away as a forever friend.
I will, and I want to call for a private reading as well.
Oh, yay.
But, yeah. So while I'm on the show, I have a question.
Yes.
Back in November, me and my husband found my father-in-law deceased, and we'd like to know what happened. They opted not to have an autopsy. So we would like to maybe get a little clarity if you could see maybe anything.
I usually ask for a photo at first, but I have a very strong spirit that's stepping forward. To me, his hair is very light and very thin, very close to the head, but not quite bald. Does that make sense to you, Christy?
It could, because I lost my brother as well right before him, not 6 weeks before him. It could be they both had short hair, and my brother had no hair and hair on the side.
Yeah, well, he has hair on the side. Now, you're the father-in-law. That's the person that we're talking about. He's also fluffy. I know you got an oval-shaped face, and you do have a brother that's stepping up with that exact shape. So I know that that is stepping aside. Both have stepped for you, but Christy, the gentleman is definitely, he's got a rounder. The first thing he reminds me of is the hand. Do you know Popeye, the cartoon, and the guy that want to eat the hot hamburgers? That's what he
Yes.
reminds me of. Does that make sense
Wimpy.
to you?
Yes.
So that's the type of shape that he reminds me of, but also that sweet and willing to help and also look for the best deal. The whole thing that represents this gentleman. And I'm also seeing medications. So I'm seeing three prescription bottles on the table. The table doesn't look like a side table. It looks like a coffee table. Does this make sense to you, Christy?
It does.
He shows me a pile of, I know this is odd, but they all must make sense. He shows me a pile to the left on the same table of mail that's unopened. Have you come across those?
That day we did, yes.
Now, is there also a female that would come in and out of his life or come visit over to the house?
It's hard to say. He had a neighbor that would come every now and then and visit, or my sister-in-law.
Okay, because I'm wondering, because I feel like there is a person that who helped with the medicine, and who is the one that helped him sign the papers of saying that nothing to be done. Would that be the mother? I mean, the woman
that would be my sister-in-law.
The woman that I just know that this is a female, and she does not look like she's a very large woman. The female that I see coming in is a smaller build. Is this correspond with the woman that we're talking about?
It could be. It could be his daughter. She helped him with all his power of attorney and all his paperwork.
That's the one. What do you get, Tiffany? Okay.
Sorry, I was on mute. As soon as she said that one, the one that helped with the signing, my body just electrified.
Stuff together.
Yeah,
it is. And to me, I feel like that person's smaller than the rest, than a smaller build, not as fluffy as the rest of the females in question. I hope that makes some sense.
It does.
Good.
And you know what it actually sounds like? It actually sounds like you're talking about my brother and his wife. His wife actually is very, very small and petite, and she signed everything for hospice. You sound like you're talking about my brother.
Okay. I just wanted, but I feel like it also has to do with, did you say that your brother left after your father-in-law?
Before. My brother left 6 weeks before my father-in-law.
Okay, so is there any way that same woman could have something to do with your father-in-law too?
No.
So that it can't be the same person. This is someone that is connected to your father-in-law. So that is a way of outruling that thought. That's why we put our pieces together. Okay. That wouldn't be the same person. This is a woman. I even see in the kitchen, your father-in-law is sharing with me. To me, I see a darker kitchen, like darker wood, not white, not a light color. They look like more like a paneling. Does that make sense to you? And when I walk in, I feel like straight ahead is the kitchen, the sink. And there to the left, I feel like there's a series of drawers going down. Does that make any
Yes.
sense?
Yes.
I also am being shown someone that would bring him like food, and they look like they're in gray or black containers with a clear top on top of it. Was there some of these in there?
Yes. That was me.
Um,
Me and my husband running that.
I want you to know that he's very grateful for all of this, but there is some that I feel like medicine and money is in it has to do with the acceleration of your father-in-law's departure. Does that make sense to you, Christy? Because he was already sick.
The medication, yes. The money, I'm not sure about that. But I think they were
Is it
trying.
Social Security? It's a small check.
He did get Social Security, yes.
And it's interesting. Could or by any chance did it come in the mail, or because he brought up with it not being there, and I was wondering if maybe it was right around that time of when he should have got
Yeah.
his check. I'm just
You know what it
telling
was? It could have been income taxes.
It was money. It's a little one. I'm not saying it's like this big amount of money, but it definitely is money. And I tell my kids, don't even put 2 quarters in the car, because somebody might break your windows just to get that 50 cents. I'm thinking that there might be more somewhere. I just felt like that had something to do with it. And there is a woman involved, and there is a person that would come and visit. She's smaller stature. And when I say that, I'm going to tell you the looks that I see coming from your father-in-law. And I would say that she can't be no more than 5'2". I'm going to say more like 5, but I say no more than 5'2". And when I look at her, I feel like she can't be no older than 50. I would say that she's between 40 and 50. And or had a bad life to where she looks that. I'm just sharing what she looks like. And I feel like her hair is pulled back. I don't feel like I feel like her hair is pulled back, but not real tight, just in one of those loose ponytails that are into the back. And it's very interesting. By any chance, could this be a nurse? I just saw the comfortable shoes that a nurse would like wear.
It's not ringing bells to me.
Okay, this is something that I wanted to share. It might be somebody that you didn't know that was coming, but
that could be.
There definitely appears to be comfortable shoes, and that's why I'm taking it as, but also not just a nurse, but also people in the food industry, maybe a baker or something, because they have those same comfortable shoes to keep comfortable. But I'm going more on the, what about, did he have anybody that was set up or was supposed to come in and clean or pick things up for him that would assist in little errands?
No, not really. I mean, we all did errands and did things for him between all 3 of my sister-in-laws. I have one sister-in-law that comes to mind that's small in stature that you could be talking about possibly, and she did errands for him too. So
would would she be in the 40 to 50 year age?
Yeah, she's in her 50s.
Okay. I'm just wondering, her hair, does she wear it pulled back?
Sometimes she does. Just depends on the day.
And if you wondered if something was, like I said, he's sharing with me that, to me, I feel that his medication would definitely, I don't think that there is a legal medication in him, but I don't think that the medicine was administered properly and that brought
Mhm.
erraticness. And what's interesting is that I'm seeing the heart going in a fluttered state. So I don't know if any
Mhm.
medications that he took could have those results in having too much medicine in his body.
It could have. He had AFib.
AFib. That has to do with keeping the heart
Regular.
regular. Okay.
Like your heart's fluttering, yeah.
It just looks like it was just going like this. You know, when I say that, it
Mhm.
just looks like it's in a fast, rapid pace. And I don't
Yeah.
feel like medicine is in its proper forms the way it's supposed to be. I think that one is much higher than the other. And one of the pills in question that he's sharing with me is a little bit on the larger side. It's thick and oval.
Mhm.
It has a line in the middle too.
Okay. And that could very well be because I know his medicines, I think they were changing them left and right, trying to regulate his medicines. That very well could be.
You know,
And it
that's
was very suspicious.
it is very suspicious, but like I said, this it's just not being, and the money, I know it's a little bit, but I was just wondering if maybe the check had been removed or sift through to see if it was there or not. I just saw on the left hand side that he showed me some a stack of mail that wasn't opened yet.
And he did have a stack when we found him that day, yes. And there was a lot of hands that looked at it and went
And
through it.
I want to let you know that he's okay. He's not hurting. And he says that his mother was the first one there for him when he crossed over. So I hope that that makes some sense.
It very much does. If you don't mind, I'd just like to know if my brother's okay. I don't know if he's coming through, but
Yes, he
Oh, he
did
did.
come
He
through.
did.
And
Mhm.
he's a hoot. He's the kind of guy that would tell you to pull his finger and he would do a stinky. He's
he
just
would.
he's just a funny guy. He's doing just fine. And there's something about he's got large feet. I don't know if you guys used to
Yeah.
talk about his feet, and he's got big boots on. So it's like these shoes are made for walking. So I feel like you guys go back to the 50 music. I feel like your mom might have kept the music going, and you must have been going down memory lane, Christy, because that's what he's doing. So,
Yep.
and there's something to do with deer antlers.
Mm,
I
he had quite a few of them. So
because I just want to say I did not see him sharing with me him killing the deer. I just see the antlers, so that's why I shared it with you. But he's doing fine,
Okay.
honey. And he told me to tell you that it was quick, swift, and just the way he wanted it. Does that make sense to you, Christy?
it does. It does very much.
He says
I
he
really
loves you.
appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Now you're a forever friend.
I am. I am. I can't wait to talk to you one on one. I'll get a session with you.
I would love that. You can contact me at foreverfriends by Katrina at gmail.com
Okay.
or Forever Friends by Katrina at Facebook.
Thank you so much. Thank you both.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
And
it.
just,
No problem.
and just
Have
know
a
that
good
you
day.
were right about it being suspicious about your father-in-law.
We thought it was medicine related.
It definitely
So
is not corrected, but somebody had their hands in that mail.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that.
You have a blessed
Thank
day.
y'all.
Thank you, Christy. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming. That was wonderful.
That was so good. So good.
But that's what we do.
I have
we
a
put this together.
I have a question right here. If you
Okay.
want to keep going, Katrina.
Yes.
Sheila Bond Levines, I'm thinking. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Says, hello, you are awesome. Any messages for me?
First of all, you are awesome too. Thank you so much for joining the show. And somehow that name sounds familiar. Um, I don't know, but the first thing that comes to my mind is I got male and female, but I'm going to step with the female because she's just stepping with so much love and reassurance. And so I would take that this kind of love that I'm experiencing is I feel as your grandmother or a woman of such that you would consider like a grandmother. Um, Sheila, she's telling me that everything's going to be all right. I feel like, just like I started this show, I think we're all having some chaos in our lives, and they are a whirlwind. And I'm being told that I feel like that would be in your category. I know that I'm seeing you in this, in the water and how gorgeous it looks, but I don't think that that's how it is at the moment. I think that it's being really hard, and she says to hold in there and that you aren't by yourself. So I hope that that makes sense. And anybody that gets some messages and I'm answering them, please indicate it. If I didn't get it right, you don't understand it, say it. If you do, please let us know so we can put it up onto the show. But
I've been looking for responses too, so if I see them, I'll put them up there.
We would love to hear that. You're not going to hurt my feelings. We'll just find out where it is.
We have Christine Clark, and she's saying, what's my mother saying?
Oh, Christine, you know we love you, right? This is my girl up in Canada. And somehow I feel like it's very interesting because the first thing that I get is that you are like, I don't feel like you're swimming, but I see you by a pool or like with your bathing suit on. And it's not the fact of where you are or who you're with. It's the fact that you put the bathing suit on, that you went and are starting to get that confidence that I know is so hard to keep. But Christine, at this particular time, I hope that makes some sense. And I feel like that your mom was right there just urging you on. And it's about the confidence, girl. It's not about the bathing suit. It's not about the swimming. By the way, I think that the swimming is something that you're contemplating. I don't know if it is because you don't want to get your hair wet or what, but have fun. Get in there and just enjoy the water. And all the changes that you've been making with yourself, you know, the things that you've been getting rid of. That's the whole thing. It's the things that you've been getting rid of, baby girl. You are on point. So keep going.
Oh, you go, Christine. I'm happy for you. Wear that bathing suit.
I love her.
Pam Ridner says, is my youngest daughter going to be okay?
First of all, honey, none of your I feel like none of your daughters. So I feel like you might have another one. It's very interesting. But I want to let you know that I'm being told that you are a wonderful mom and you have taught the right issues. You did the right thing, and you're going to be there if your daughter does fall or anything. And that means she's going to be okay, because she's got somebody to fall back on. I hope that makes some sense, Pam. I feel like this young lady, she's not a stranger for things not going her way. And some of us are like that. I feel like sometimes if I could step in that poop, I'm going to find that poop. It just seems to be me that will find it. And I just got a feeling that might just be what surrounds your daughter, but she's going to be okay. You're there for her, and you taught her how to, brush off her knees and keep going, brush off the dirt. So I'd like to say she's got a great team behind her. So just love her. I know you do, anyways.
Aw. I just wanted to let the chat know too. I see all those. I'm getting to those questions you guys are talking about. We're still kind of at the beginning here, about 15 minutes behind, in the chat with the questions. So we're working our way down.
See that?
So
Can I do this? Because I did see an answer.
Go ahead.
Here we go. She said I was right on. Okay, good. I like that we're hearing. And wait a minute, I found another answer. Here we go. Show it. It was her grandmother. Perfect. Thank you. I like that. And wrote, Valorie. I had 2 readings with you. Just checking. I thought that if we could get some of the answers to what is that we've already done might be more helpful for the people that are still contemplating on whether or not they want to have a reading or want to find out what their loved ones have to say. So thank you. And I love you too. So we did have I knew that name sounded familiar.
You did. You said that. You did.
Okay. But I would never remembered what we had talked about.
Cheyenne A. Miller says, "Hi, Katrina. My grandfather passed away with dementia. I just want to know how he was feeling when he left and if he wanted my family to know anything but wasn't able to say." Aw.
Okay. Cheyenne Miller. The first thing that comes to mind, I see a man that's got his hand out. It's a large hands. They are in the bonier state, but I'm seeing many hands on top of that. So he's sharing with me that he didn't go by himself, and I hope that you can confirm that. I'm also being told to tell you that here's another young man that was welcomed into heaven and seeing his mother. It feels like it had been a very long time, and it was a joyous reunion. So there was no pain. It did not hurt. And he wants you to know that his mother was there. I want to also tell you that he shares with me someone that whispered in his ear. I feel like it's a woman. So, Cheyenne, by any chance, did you whisper something to your grandfather, whether it was at that moment that he had passed or at the funeral? He's sharing with me a female voice, and I'm supposed to say, I love you too. So, I hope that makes some sense. I need a drink. You get anything, Tiffany?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was not on that one. I was over here because I saw that Colleen Francois says that her husband passed and she didn't quite understand what you were saying when she asked. This was her question. She said, "Is my husband okay?" And she said she didn't quite understand what you were saying. So
please know that on the other side, everything if I remember correctly, he was a person that would never have gone in to have any work done, or you couldn't have told him. I think that's what I had stated.
yes.
So that means that somebody had felt that they were upset with themselves, thinking that they could have done something different, could have, or has a monkey on their back. And so I stand still. I can't remember what I said because I say it as I go through, but it's telling you that he's all right and that nobody is to blame. Does that sound better? I hope you'll be able to go back to what I had stated, but it helps. Excuse me. I had drank some water, so excuse me.
You're okay. Pam Ridner says, "My sister passed like 14 years ago in a small town and they didn't do an autopsy on her and she was only 50. We want to know if we should worry about it running in our family or was it drugs?"
I think, Pam, that might be something that your family might want to have a reading. I would like to have a picture of your sister before I was to go in and be, I don't feel like your family has anything to worry about when it comes to the like a disease or direction of it. I go straight to the heart, and it also feels like an explosion of it. I don't know what that means to me. I'm taking that as drugs, so it's
That's
almost
what I feel.
it's almost like I see an explosion. So I'm not sure if that means that the heart actually exploded. I don't
Mhm.
know, or if there was such a shock to it, but it's very interesting. And I wouldn't, once again, I'm putting, saying my disclaimers. I am not affiliated with anyone that has to do with medical or law enforcement. But it definitely looks like something that isn't all the way her fault. Hope that helps.
I also wanted to say Colleen in the chat said that she understands now. So thank you for clearing that up for
I
her.
hope that does. It's so hard to go all the way back because what comes out my mouth.
Right.
And Lauren Cribbs, I do recognize that because she is going to be in our guest next week. That's why we call this the variety show. And she had reached out to us and was asking about a message. And I found out that she reads tarot cards and have been doing it for quite some time. So we had asked her to come on the show next week. So you will be seeing
Can't wait to meet you, girl.
I think she's Wiccan. And I'm excited to find out her you know, the way she goes about things. And because I believe every tool can be used for good or the other way. That's just how it goes. So I agree with what you're saying. Okay, Pam, I'm glad that you recognize that. Lauren. I'm seeing, honest to goodness, it almost looks like I started this show in the very beginning and said this. I feel like you two have got some chaos going on in your immediate area. It's kind of hard to look through it. This could also be that you have protected yourself, because I put a bubble on myself. And anybody that said they could read me why I'm in my bubble, I don't think so. So that might be a reason why I can't see through. But I also feel like that might be because there could be, I feel like there's somebody close to you. So I'm going to call it like a frenemy. I think that you have caught this particular person not being as truthful that they should be. I feel like it's on the feminine nature. And I like to share with that could still be a boy. I go with the feminine nature, and sometimes that doesn't always mean what their chromosomes say. So I hope that makes it makes sense. But I think you're right. You already know about this particular person, and I think that you're doing the right thing on keeping them at bay. I think that they have done some damage to your friendship, and also maybe at one time self-esteem, and you need to know that they're not worth it. I hope that makes some sense to you, Lauren. Hope that gets it.
Jay Bridges says, I've lost so many people in my lifetime, but my cousin is the hardest. We were very close. I don't really trust the reason they're giving us. He passed in 2019 and I just can't accept it. Can you help?
Now, I'm getting, when you talk about this cousin of yours, I'm getting a person that is listening to like Tupac music, old rap. Do you get that too, Tiff?
Yeah.
It's the first thing that is coming into my thing. I even get a man to me that is wearing the hip hop clothes, like the pants being low.
I see like this, like I do. I see him in his clothes and like bobbing.
And before I go any farther, okay, yes, okay, that's what I want to see. I just wanted you to be able to confirm that. Now, the next thing that goes into it is that there is some shady, and I say shady because I'm seeing it being done in the dark. I'm seeing it being done with the bats behind. I'm going to just take a shot out there. I see a weapon. I see a handgun. Um, Actually, I see several. So I feel like at least two others have a handgun. Let's see. We got. I see like an African American gentleman. I am seeing Hispanic.
She's saying he was in the penitentiary.
Oh, okay. That because but that means that there would be a handgun there. I wonder if the handgun was what got him into the penitentiary. It just doesn't make sense because I know that there's no way they could have a weapon there, but I'm seeing two weapons. Could this be a connection to how your cousin got there? Could there have been maybe someone blowing the whistle of some kind? I just feel like the person that took your cousin down has something to do with that weapon or possibly of what brought them into the penitentiary, but that person is not in the penitentiary. I know that sounds weird. So okay, so I feel like there's three guys. I see an African American for sure. I see a Hispanic gentleman, and I can't see the other person's face. So I don't know if that is someone that is part of their group or if that is a bystander. But or that could be maybe that third person I'm not seeing it happens to be your cousin. But I see that there's two weapons. I think that the shady business that was going on, I'm wondering, I believe that I feel like your cousin had some information and I believe he spilled it, and that's what I get. So that makes some sense. He spilled it out, and I feel like it's kind of like payback of some kind of what got him in there.
Okay, so, she's saying something. She's saying, here it is. Oh, I think we both went to put it up at the same time. Go ahead, Katrina.
You good? I went back.
He had gun charges at first and went back on bogus charges and did get into it a month before with a black man.
Oh, I'm just telling you, I believe what it is. It had something to do with prior to him going in, but because he spoke about it, that was the demise. And very interesting was the I feel that it has something to do with choking. That's weird. I feel like something had to do with choking.
Okay, this question is from over on Facebook. So I'm just gonna say it out loud because I couldn't see it, but they were letting me know in the chat. Mandy wants to know what happened to Michael, missing since 2016.
Oh, could you say that again? I think I know who that one is.
Mandy wants to know what happened to Michael. He's been missing since 2016.
Mandy, I think I was just talking about this one. I think this is the one. Did I come out to your house? Did I help? By any chance, did I help your family try to look for your husband? I got a feeling this is the one. Because he's still in the same, and I swear, every single time. Yes, it is. Okay, I have to confirm it here. Okay.
Mhm.
Mandy, I'm gonna tell you, your instant family had an impact on me even to this day. This is the one that I went over there to try to help find them, and um, there was a lot of commotion. And I swear, every single time, those trucks with the pipes that have that they use for underground piping, I look for him. He crawled in to one of those pipes. I kept up with this family for a week. When I went over, I know that he had like, what do they call that when they're my son has it too, and it looks like I do too. But
Claustrophobia,
no, when you see the words backwards,
dyslexia.
because he was giving me information. It was very interesting that I saw him crawl into these pipes, and just outside of their home, just I mean, right around the corner was a pipe yard. So, Mandy, I wish that I could. I do got a message for your children. I'm supposed to tell you that he's never left. There's a birthday coming up. Uh, Is there a birthday coming up in the next couple of months or something, or several? It's almost like there's more than one celebration. So I would just want you to know that he hasn't left and that he loves everybody. And I think that there's a male and a female. So I think we got a boy and a girl that he keeps track over. So please know, oh, baby's birthday was June 9th. And is there another one coming up in the next couple of months? Because I see him going boom, boom. You are confirming one kid's birthday. Oh, so there was two? Okay, well then that answers it. Oh, the twins. Okay, sorry. There you go. I apologize. I was just trying to figure out when you said kids. So there was two. I just want to let you know that I just saw it. You're not by yourself. He's okay. I wish I could give you more direction on how he could be found. I don't think that the body will be ever found, but his soul isn't lost. And I hope that that puts you with some relief, Mandy.
Oh. Okay. Now we have here before I lose this really quick.
Okay.
Well, okay, here it is. Jay Bridges says that they did say it was suicide hanging, and you were saying, choking. So
Okay.
I wanted to show that validation right there.
I saw something here. Him and his friend were locked up during this time. Very shady stuff went in with his cell and belongs directly after, if not while he was still in the cell. I'm sorry, I just have to know. I just want to let you know that it all had to do with what had occurred prior to that. And what happened is that he had loose lips and he was taken care of for that. I'm so sorry. But
Yeah.
he's not in any pain. I just want to let you know, but it's weird. I want to say you live by the sword, you die by the sword. That's the kind of mentality he had. So he doesn't have no beef. I want to let you know he's not angry. And he states that he was an angry man. So I hope that that makes some sense to you. He shows me with a very sharp fuse, and that is not no longer. So in a way, he's a better cousin. I hate that I'm saying that, but he's making better choices. And he is accepting his mistakes. And I would say that that is his biggest enhancement to his soul.
That was his soul's growth. That's beautiful. That is so weak, man. Okay. Trina Bailey says, does my dad have any messages for me?
Oh, Trina. First of all, I'm supposed to tell you how much your dad loves you, but do you like to spend, Trina? I like to spend, so I don't want to put you on the spot here, but it's almost like I kind of feel like that you like to go out and shop and everything, because maybe just slow down a little bit, uh, save, and something to do with the car. It's like I see, so I'm thinking there's a different car, because I see a car that has like a light blue or this crystally shimmery blue coloring that has a shimmer to it, and then I see white. So I feel like that means that there's a different car, different vehicle, or you're changing it, but it looks like there's a difference in this vehicle and the color. I hope that makes some sense. So I would say just slow down a little bit on your spending. And I got a feeling that, because he's laughing about it, so I got a feeling that and Daddy probably did take good care of you, Trina. So that would be the reason why I brought it up. He loves you, baby girl. That's how he said it.
We have Sandy Hendricks McLeod. She says, "Hi, Katrina. I am always feeling like someone is sitting on the foot of my bed or behind me at night. Can you tell me who or what that may be?"
Well, I always feel that we have family that comes and visits, and I'm not seeing anything bad in this particular case. And it's very interesting, because I feel like this has to do with someone you haven't met. And in this case, I feel like it's a male. So I would say that it is like a grandfather that had passed prior to you getting to know him, or that you had didn't know, you were so young that you don't remember him. And the reason I feel like he comes in at this particular time, but he's always there. But in this particular time, the reason why you feel him is because, Sandy, I feel like you can't shut your brain down at night. I feel like you have trouble sleeping at night. And when I see this, I don't see a female that is sitting there trying to go to sleep and count. I feel like you're the kind of girl that would get up, and do things, to whether it is laundry or cleaning or something. I feel like you got to get yourself busy to get yourself sleepy again. I hope that makes some sense. And this is because this man would have had that same kind of issues. So of course, that's the one that's stepping in to assist you with your not shutting down brain. That's how it feels. Hope that makes some sense. Oh, here it is. I did see an answer to this one. Car is galactic blue. Okay, good. So I feel like there's another one. If you got one that's galactic blue, I feel like I see this white one. And I hope this makes sense, or it's one of the things that you want, Trina, because that white car that I'm seeing, I'm going to say that to me, it looks like, I feel like it's a BMW. So is it one of the things that you've been wanting? I don't. That's what it looks like. So, whoo. All right. We are about to close down. We got one more mess. We'll do one more. I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. Mary Lester says, "I haven't heard from my brother Michael in over 20 years. Can you please tell me if he's on the other side? He's struggled with a lot of mental issues. Thank you."
Mary, is there a way that you might be able to, because this is interesting. I can't say that your brother is over on the other side until I can see a picture. But I also have a hypothesis of persons with mental issues or Alzheimer's. It seems like I can connect with them sometimes, because I believe that they're on the other side a little bit. Like I said, it's a hypothesis. So before I can answer that question, I would definitely need to have a photo. And then the next thing is getting some more questions between you and the family to where I can directly get with him, so I can make sure that it's not because he's asleep and communicating with me, because he may have be slipped over on the mental side where there's no return kind of thing.
Right.
Or,
I get what you're saying.
he may be on the other side. So I don't feel comfortable of making that without being able to go further with the question.
I just wanted to do this real quick because we were so into it. And
thank you. I hope I help people. Tiffany, I couldn't do it without you. And I love that you were on the background, that you were getting some things that, and like we said, here we are talking to the other side. Everyone that was on here at one time, we had 25 people. There's stuff that came up. There's no way I would know. And I can't even do my StreamYard without somebody else helping me. And that's proof. So guys, it's real. Your loved ones are communicating with you. It could be your best friend. These are the things that are real. And if you're out there trying to communicate, be careful. I'm not saying you can't, but when you can't see them and you can feel them and you use a device, and I talked to Tiffany about this too, and anyone else that does, anybody can be a catfisher. So you want to ask specific questions that only the two of you would have a understanding to, and go from there. So I do not in any way discourage you communicating. And I think any tool, as long as it's coming from light and love, is acceptable. And our woman that's coming in next week, she uses, I use tools. I got my tarots that I've had since 1985. They're in the same state. I love them. You develop a rapport with any device you have. Steve, a good friend of mine, he has a rapport, and electronics work for him. It happens, and including a Ouija board. I know there's a lot of skepticism out there. However, if I'm using a hammer, I could build you a home, or I could beat you to death with it. I know that they sound pretty crazy much, but it's the same concept. So, do what feels good. I know. And I wanted to say, Sandy, you're always on our show. We want to say thank you, love you. And she is making a book. So, and I was there was somebody, I'm trying to remember her name. I went to go see her. I'm terrible with names, but she's an author too. And she contacted me on Shayna Dines. That's it. She is an author, and she had one hell of a upbringing. And I went over to her house, and we got some answers to what was happening in her life that went with the memories. And she's got a book, and she said that I should write one. So if you guys think that it would be interesting to hear anything that came out of me, I've been offered. I just don't think I don't know.
I told you that too. Yes, there needs to be a book, your story along with it. How from the beginning, from the jump.
It's weird. I it's not my first, but I just didn't think so. But I love that you guys tune in again next week. And is there anything that you might want to close the show out with, Tiffany?
Nope, that's it. And also to those who are watching after the show turns off and isn't live anymore, thank you for watching, and we'll be here next week with our guest, and hope to see you guys next week.
Because you're forever friends, and we love you. And if you would like a reading, contact us. contact me, join us on our show. There's so many ways that you can get a connection to the other side. And if you choose us, we're very grateful. Please like, subscribe, and most of all, if you know someone that could use our services, I hope that you think of me. And we're going to go ahead with the show closing. Peace and enjoy summer.
Go.